one thought, and it hope this doesn't upset anybody, but every time you talk to an announcer or a former announcer, if you notice when two announcers are talking together, the voices get lower and lower. Did you notice how President Reagan's voice, he lowered his voice the longer? It's just natural. We all do it. All right. By the way, there is no overtime. We are tied 7-7. There's been some talk about it. Of course, it was turned down by the NCAA. Manka will be kicking off, and Melvin Bratton is the deep back. We even asked the officials about it. The official said, when the game's over, we leave.
That's right. So if the teams decide to stay on the field and go at it for another quarter or so, the officials won't be there.
Second half is underway. And Bratton takes it at the 1-yard line. And Melvin is out to the 9, slips a tackle at the 10, makes a nice move, and returns to the 15-yard line. So he has 14 yards on the return for Melvin Bratton. We asked him, do you want Mel or Melvin? He said, Melvin, my mother prefers it. Here's a look at the statistics in the first half. Jimmy Cephalo.
Well, yards passing, a key point to this game. John Schaefer with just 38 yards and completely outthrown by the University of Miami and Vinny Testaverde. We expected that. The thing we did not expect is the time of possession. Look at it down there. 17 minutes for the University of Miami and just 12:50 for Penn State. We expected more running out of the Nittany Lions and maybe more time of possession on their side of the ball.
A long layover at the end of the season. Now the two teams with a half underway. Let's see if they can turn loose here. And Bratton, the ball carrier, hit at the line of scrimmage, spins and picks up a couple to the 17. It's going to be second down and 8. Trey Bauer with the tackle. Testaverde tonight. And that's his attempts, completion, and yardage. Spaced out, 10 yards, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, and more than 30.
As you see down the bottom of the screen, very few completions between 20 and 29 yards, just one, none past 30 yards. That's because of the deep zones that the Penn State defensive backs are playing.
Second and 8. Testaverde, little play action. Has time, drops it over the middle. It's dropped. Alvin Highsmith. He's a good receiver, too. That happens. You just drop one.
Well, he's more than just a good receiver. He really has done a lot for the Miami offensive passing game because a good blocking fullback is not expected to be that good of a receiver, but he can do it all. And here, crossing action underneath with the two backs, a check down, a little bit of a dump pass on the part of Testaverde, and he starts running before he has it firmly in his grasp.
Third down and 8. First third down opportunity of the second half. Testaverde, far side, Urban juggles it, and it is incomplete. So two opportunities slipping away from the Hurricane. Highsmith and Urban. And it is fourth down and 8.
Penn State said coming into this game they were going to allow Miami to catch the short balls, but they had to come up and hit them. What happens to a receiver sometimes, if you go across the middle, catch a ball, and get hit, enough times you start looking behind you and not concentrating on the football. Michael Irvin did that time and dropped the ball.
Beagles with his second kick. He gets it off. A flag is down. He was hit. They'll bring it all back. Here's Coates on the return. There was running into the kicker. 51 yards on the kick, a 6-yard return. They're going to bring it back. Now remember, it was fourth down and 8. And of course, as you know, in college ball, you can be blocked into the kicker, still a foul. And let's see what happens.
Ray Isom has a clear shot to it. The fullback comes over and does hit him, but as you said, Charlie, Isom could not help it, but it is still a foul in college football.
Yes. And they bring it out to the 22-yard line. 5 yards. Here's the call. And the officials calling for a timeout. And this is the head coach, Jimmy Johnson. Of course, he can, if he thinks that there's been a misinterpretation of the rules, then he can call for a conference, not for a judgment call, but for a rule conference. So he may want to, in this case, if it is not enough for the first down, he may want to refuse it and take the kick because it was an excellent kick. And that is what the call is going to be. 51 yards and a 6-yard return, yes. You got to do it again. You can't get much better than that.
He is blocked into it, but as you can see, Darrell Oliver, number 37, with the block, and there's no way that Ray Isom can get out of the way of Fiegels punting the football. But in college ball, again, that is a flag. And Jimmy Johnson with the good call because it was a great punt. And Penn State will take over possession at their own 38-yard line.
It was 5 yards on the penalty and not an automatic first down, and that's the reason they went back and took the punt. And Penn State has the ball at their own 38-yard line, first down. Going with a double tight end set. And Pomfret in motion. And here's Dozier. And Dozier just fights his way to the 42-yard line. 4 tough yards, and it's going to be second down and 6. As Winston Moss was there, Rod Carter was there, and George Meyer. So all 3 linebackers got into the play. And there is George Meyer. Notice the gloves that he has. Those are really offensive lineman gloves, and he's taken the padding out and cut the fingers out to give him a better touch, better feel.
You mentioned a running back taking a beating with his hands. So does a middle linebacker delivering those forearms. They also have the hands of 65-year-old men.
Yes. Second and 6. Schaefer taking a lot of time. A fumble on the snap from center, and Miami says they have the ball. Penn State says they have it. Let's see what the officials say. And Penn State retains possession at the 42-yard line. It's going to be third down and 6, and you will recall in the first half that Miami's touchdown came on a 23-yard drive, and that was after Bill Hawkins. We thought it was a fumble recovery, but ended up an interception because the ball never got to the ground. Set it all up. And it's third down and 6. Jerry Huggan is a wide receiver. And Schaefer back to throw, and here comes the pressure. Pretty good protection. Tipped, it's in the air. A diving interception. They say no, could not get to it. And that was Selwyn Brown trying to get there. Brian Seiverling, the intended receiver. It's going to be fourth down and 6. And that means that John Bruno will be kicking, and David Kintow will be the return man for the Canes. And John Bruno, an excellent exhibition of punting in the first half.
Well, he's been Penn State's best weapon thus far. He put a couple of balls inside the 10-yard line, and as you see, a 42-point average.
And this is his 5th punt. Here's pressure, and he gets it off. And again, it was Bubba McDowell with the pressure. Kintai at the 20 to the 25, and nailed at the 27-yard line. 39 yards on the kick with an 8-yard return. Bubba McDowell, who almost got to the punt, had 5 blocks during the regular season. We've got a timeout, and we are tied at 7.
You can say an orange is sweet and juicy and fun to eat. But there's one word that says all of that. And a lot more. Sun-kissed. You have our word on it.
To know no boundaries, to let yourself run free. To know no boundaries is what the world should be.
Whether you're investing for your future or your children's future, our financial consultants can show you more opportunities than ever before. Because at Merrill Lynch, we believe your world should know no boundaries.
To know no boundaries.
The Sun-Kissed Fiesta Bowl, the national championship, is brought to you by the Sun-Kissed family of products. The Sun-Kissed name means quality. You have our word on it. By Merrill Lynch, your world should know no boundaries. And by Federal Express, why fool around with anyone else?
This is Charlie Jones along with Jimmy Cefalo and Bob Greasing.
Charlie, the Hurricanes have got to be frustrated because they've averaged 38 points a game. They've gone a little over a half and have only scored 7 points. The key here is patience.
And Testaverde rolling left. Has lots of time. He goes deep. Irvin battling for the ball. It is incomplete. Outstanding defensive play by Eddie Johnson. So Testaverde now 13 of 27, 161 yards and a touchdown. That's the first time that he has just gone for all the marbles.
It is now. Irvin downfield Testaverde scrambling around. Normally, a quarterback is not able to throw the ball that far. The crowd is booing because they want an interference call on Michael Irvin, but he was going after the football, and no call is made. Nice play by number 39, Eddie Johnson.
And that is Testaverde's first attempt for more than 30 yards in one fell swoop. And it's 2nd down and 10. Miami at their own 26-yard line. We're tied 7-7. Just over 12 minutes to go. In the 3rd quarter, Testaverde steps away again. Got out of the arms of 2 rushers, and finally the 3rd man gets him. Shane Conlon finally got it. Don Graham was also there. Testaverde is strong.
Oh, he's got a lot of strength. He squats 500 pounds. He's 6'5", 218 pounds. Now watch him here. 2 defensive players have a shot at him. He's looking downfield, puts the ball in his other arm. He can't get it. First of all, he gets away from Don Graham, and then another player takes a shot. No luck there, and it takes Shane Conlon, the All-American number 31, to finally come up and make the tackle.
I think the only thing brought him down this past season was that motorbike, wasn't it?
And a bag of hamburgers.
And a bag of hamburgers, that's right. 3rd down and 12. There's pressure again. He gets it off. The pass is complete. Not going to be a lot of yardage, but Perryman spins away. He almost got away. And it's 4th down. Eddie Johnson makes the play. The Nittany Lion defense now taking over control of the ball again. Early on, it was the Kane defense of Miami. And now Jeff Beagles will be kicking. And Jim Coates is the return man. There's a look at Beagles. And there's Coates. 4th down and 6. And Coates takes it at the 22. And there's going to be a clipping called against Penn State. 46 yards on the punt, a 3-yard return, and flags were dropped. And it's going to be a clip call on the Nittany Lions. Darrell Fullington was down very quickly for Miami. And I believe the clip on Marcus Henderson. The microphone, we have been informed of Jimmy Harper, the referee, is out. But it is a clip, and you could really pick that one up, Jimmy. I mean, there was no question on that call.
No, there was no question whatsoever. And down the other end, it was interesting. Ray Isom was putting pressure on Fiegels, the punter from Miami, one more time, but he held up way before he got anywhere near the fullback, Darrell Oliver. Didn't want another running into the kicker call.
And there's the clip call. We've got a timeout. 10:59. That is the time remaining. We are in the 3rd quarter. It is 7-7 battling for number 1.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence. Become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the armed forces. It's a great place to start.
Imagine the power of 2 great computer companies coming together as one. Resources not just doubled, but raised to the power of 2. Introducing Unisys. True competition in the computer industry, and a single winner will emerge. You.
John Schaefer, the senior quarterback for Penn State, out of Cincinnati, Ohio, 3 of 10, 38 yards. We mentioned this number at the top of the telecast. As a starting quarterback since the 7th grade, 65-1, only 1 defeat. But Bob, he's having a terrible night.
He's having a tough time, Charlie. I'll get back to it after this play.
Okay, let's see what he does here. First down for Penn State at the 13. And he gives to DJ Dozier. And DJ out to the 16-yard line. We'll give him 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Dan Cilio with the tackle, along with George Meyer.
Charlie, what Miami did on the first series coming out of the second half, they took their strong safety out and put a 4th linebacker in. They're playing a gap 8, and they're saying, you try and throw on us. Obviously, you're not going to be able to run very well against a gap 8 type of defense, but they're forcing Schaefer to make the plays. They're saying, you beat us.
And it's 2nd down and 6. And here is Dozier. And he slips through and still keeps going. And those 8 men up front, you've got some running room.
You do, and many clubs have gone to the gap 8 against Penn State, or an inverted defense where they take the strong safety and put him into a position as another linebacker. Here it is here, number 22, Shannon on the outside, going in to make the tackle, but not good enough. Dozier is known as a knuckleball runner, and you see why. It's tough to get a good shot at him. He continually spins, has good late drive, and gets enough yardage for the first down.
He picks up 15 to the 32, and it is a first down. Now with 10:15 left to go in the third, and we are tied at 7-7. Schaefer back to throw. Has time, stands in to Dozier. Dozier spins away, and he's to the 41-yard line. So he'll pick up 9 on the play. It's going to be second down and 1. And Myra makes the tackle.
Charlie, what you like to do is throw short. To try and beat this gap 8, what you're going to have to do is fake. He looked downfield. There was nothing there. He's looking for Siverly. 91 is tight end, and if he doesn't have his tight end, he likes to go back to his halfback. This is a halfback tight end offense.
In fact, in the last 4 games, Seiberling and Dozier together a total of 25 receptions. That's the last 4 games of the regular season. You saw flags went down. So you're right. They ended up the season with an offense to the running back and to the tight end, and they just pick it up here.
Charlie, let me go back and explain what a gap 8 defense is. It's simply a defensive man in every gap of the offense, between the guard and tackle, between the guard and center, all the way down the line, so it's tough to get any blocking lanes and any place to run the football.
What it comes down to then, Miami's going to say, go ahead, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us on the arm of John Schaefer or not at all.
Exactly.
And the penalty against Miami for 5 yards, and it is a first down, and here's Dozier with the counter, and he slips a tackle. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Rod Carter, the linebacker, was there to meet him, and he likes to run this counter. A little counter step to the right and come back to the left. They'll swing everybody to the right side and bring only 1 blocker in front of him.
Well, they pull that onside guard, and he's got to follow the block of the guard, and he's been reading it much better. As a freshman, as a sophomore, yes, he had some more yards, but he felt that he was not running behind a blocker as well. Now as a senior, he's setting his blocks up, and he has become the punishing runner that he was early in his career.
And now replaced by the sophomore Blair Thomas, who many feel is going to be just as good, if not better. And the give to the first back is Steve Smith, and Miami is waiting for this one. Dozier, by the way, 13 carries and 70 yards rushing thus far. And the clock continues to tick in the second half, and we're moving on 8.5 minutes, time remaining in the third.
So the gap 8 works now, 3rd and 8 situation, and obviously is passing down, and that's what Miami wanted to do, force John Schaefer to throw the football.
So it's 3rd down and 8. A look at the clock. We're in the third and tied at 7-7 in the battle for the national championship. And let's watch from the end zone. We're looking now through the defense of the Canes. And you can see exactly what Bob Greasy was talking about with the set of the 8 players. In the gaps, it is up, it is in the air, it is intercepted, it is Selwyn Brown. And Brown to the 40-yard line of Penn State. 18 yards on the interception return by Selwyn Brown, who this past season did not have an interception.
Well, he was injured for most of the year, Charlie, and now healthy once again for this football game.
First down, Miami.
Dozier's upset about something. He was on the sideline, was not on the field to play for that particular down, and ran onto the field, wanted to make his opinion known to the officials on the field, and they are discussing it, John Schaefer and DJ Dozier, but they will not win the argument.
And the ball is at the Penn State 40-yard line. The Canes have it, and they have a first down. And remember, they took a turnover in the first half at the 23-yard line and went in to score. They scored in 4 plays. And here's Highsmith, the sweep to the right side. Turns the corner and is spun under at the 33-yard line. He's got 7 at 2nd down and 3 as Duffy Cobbs makes the play. Boy, Duffy Cobbs has done everything.
Yeah, Duffy Cobbs is a big hitter on the outside, but when you run into somebody as big as Alonzo Highsmith, this is what you get. Highsmith, again, he's a linebacker playing fullback. He doesn't care about his body. He just wants to get an extra yard. 65 yards and 13 carries for Highsmith. Warren Williams checks into the offense, 2nd down and 3. Testaverde to throw. Here's pressure from the outside. Pass is complete. First down, it is Williams. And Williams is stacked up at the 24-yard line. Keith Karpinski was there for Penn State. Let's take a look back at that interception just a moment ago. The wide receiver downfield, that's Ray Roundtree. A crossing pattern. It's trying to go in between the zone, and a poor selection on the part of John Schaefer. Obviously, Roundtree not open, and Brown with the interception, and got a lot of yardage out of it, setting Miami up in good scoring position.
And you saw what DJ Dozier was complaining about. That was an illegal chuck that was downfield because he was already past him. You can chuck anywhere in college football. There's movement. And as long as you stay in front of him. But if he gets past you and you hit him, it's illegal.
As long as the receiver is in position to block a defensive back, then there can be contact. But once he gets astride of him or beyond, there cannot be any contact.
And there was contact. They got away with one. This is procedure call against Maddox.
Well, let's take a look at it and see if there is or not.
No, I think so.
Downfield, of course there is. Downfield, that's right. Number 30, Hamilton, is the one that was bumped.
And with the penalty, the ball goes back now to the 29-yard line. We'll mark it the 30-yard line. And it's first down and 15. Penalty yardage, as you see. And Testaverde to throw. Has all the time in the world. Slips a tackle and then is dropped at the 28-yard line. And we've got some pushing downfield, but that's to be expected. Shane Conlon makes the play at the 28. Gain of 2, and it's second down and 13.
Testaverde just does not go down with one shot.
No.
Let's take a look at it down the bottom. Number 34, that's Bob White working against the tackle. Now watch him. He swipes at the football. Testaverde is strong enough to hang on to it. I told you he bench presses quite a bit. I'll tell you, he's a strong football player, bench pressing 250 pounds or more than that, isn't it?
Second and 14, the ball at the 29. He just pushes everybody out of the way.
Yeah, he does 3 1/4 he benches. That's the number.
Charles Henry, the tight end, to the 21-yard line. So he'll pick up about 7 on the play. It's going to be third down and around 7 to go. Conlon again making the tackle. And remember Shane Conlon with that knee problem early on in the ball game, and obviously it wasn't anything of any consequence because he's been back ever since then.
He's not been as big a factor as we thought coming into the football game. Penn State likes to move him around. Strong safety even on occasion as a down lineman or somewhere, anywhere in the linebacking crew. But maybe because of that injury, we don't know. He simply has not been as big a factor as we thought he would be.
Now Penn State with 5 linebackers in this set. Testaverde, 16 of 30, 184 yards. As time slips a bit, throws, it's intercepted by Conlon. Conlon stumbles and falls. I think he saw 6 points.
I think he heard me from up here, too. Testaverde with a poor selection, threw it right into the hands of Shane Conlon.
He was open.
He was the only one open on the play. Take another look at it. Shane Conlon, the middle of your screen. Trey Bauer, number 35, moving back. A big zone. Now, where is he throwing the football? Trying to fit it in between, but it's Conlon, the only one in the area. And if he doesn't stumble, he gets a few more yards. We're tied at 7-7. We'll be back.
The Great American Face. Strong, sensitive. The Great American Razor. Atra Plus. Solid. With the Luber Smooth Strip for extra protection. The Great American Face deserves the Great American Shave. Atra Plus. Only from Gillette.
Welcome to the new world, where all the rules have changed. A world of financial expertise to manage cash, build IRAs, finance mortgages, and a world of insurance protection for lives, health, and property. It's the world of the Travelers, one of America's strongest diversified insurance and financial experts. Have you looked under the Travelers umbrella lately?
Asia after 60,000 miles. Europe after 40,000. Continental U.S. only 20,000 miles. Look whose frequent flyer program serves up the world faster.
Saturday night's a scream when the facts of life goes psycho. Then on 227, a video date turns into flight night.
So sexy.
Then it's the Golden Girls' shocking reunion from Ma.
You call this old bag a present?
Then on Amen, it's a lesson in honor thy father and love thy neighbor.
Saturday.
Let's go back to the last interception. 3 linebackers stacked inside, and here is Conlon. Now the other 2 will split. Conlon will come over here, and I don't think Vinny Testaverde saw him stacked in the middle. One of the new looks that Penn State and Paterno pull out for Testaverde turns into a big interception.
And Penn State has the ball at their own 25-yard line. A look at number 31, All-America Shane Conlon with that interception. Eric Hamilton in motion. And Tim Manoa, the ball carrier. A gain of 6 to the 31. Second down and 4 as Dan Stubbs makes the tackle. We're moving on the 5-minute mark. Time remaining in the third quarter, and we are tied at 7-7. The turnovers, Miami 3 and Penn State 2. And these two ball clubs ranked very highly in the Division I statistical group of turnovers and takeaways.
In fact, Charlie, Penn State has not fumbled their last 3 football games, and Miami has only counted the ball up 10 times on fumbles this year.
There's a fumble, and Miami has the ball. Winston Moss recovers the fumble. And just as you say it, here it is.
That's that direct line down to the helmets of the players again on the field. Take a look at it from the reverse angle. It doesn't appear that anybody touches the running back. Tim Manoa, it just pops straight out of his arms. Very little pressure from anyone. That's all on Manoa. It seems it was a good handoff on the part of John Schaefer.
And a first down for Miami at the Penn State 31. And the give is to the second back through, Warren Williams. And Williams goes to the 25-yard line. He's got 6. And it'll be second down and 4. 4.5 minutes. That is the time remaining in the third as Trey Bauer makes the tackle. It is Miami 7 and Penn State 7. And there's a look at the disappointed Tim Manoa. Second and 4. Little play action fake, and Testaverde is brought down by Pete Giftopoulos. And very seldom do you see that happen. Giftopoulos with his first sack. And that is the third for Penn State. We're really waiting for him to step away from that would-be sack.
That is the first time that he was tackled from the first player that got to him. It seemed to be a mistake on the part of the University of Miami. Either that or it was a naked bootleg. You see the miscues on the part of the Hurricanes. A lot of drop passes and 3 turnovers. 8 penalties. They have set a team record this year for the most amount of penalty yards. It's 770 on the year. They seem to be continuing that trend tonight.
Third down and 12, back at the 32. And Testaverde rolling right. And he throws deep, has a man, Urban, and he trips. They're going to call pass interference on Penn State. And I must tell you, I'm not sure of that call. I thought it was an inadvertent tripping. And, of course, it's a 15-yard penalty if it is pass interference. In college football, not at the spot of the foul unless it's less than 15 yards.
Well, when you're a receiver, there is no such thing as inadvertent tripping. You can see it appears that way, though nobody was going for the football. It was a little bit overthrown. They just got tangled up right at the end. Number 3, Marcus Henderson going after it. Ray Isom is the one called.
He trips on himself.
He does. He tripped over
himself. Now, what you're looking at here is the reason that there is an instant replay in the National Football League. He trips himself. Now, they don't have instant replay here. They're not in college football, but that's the kind of call that instant replay was created for.
Let's take another closer look. Watch Michael Irvin, his 2 feet from this angle. A little tough to see, but it does not appear that Ray Isom, number 22, ran into him at all.
No, from the other angle, you can tell. Do we have that other angle again? Here it is. Now, watch his feet. He trips himself. There, he's not tripped. There, he's not tripped. He hooks himself. Whoop. First down at the 17-yard line. And Williams is pulled back. All right, we're going to take one more look, and then we're going to bury this one. Because we've taken it up. But let's take one more look. Hey, everybody makes mistakes.
All right, now, is there any body action between number 22, Isom, or not? It doesn't appear to be. It just appears to be simply Michael Irvin tripping himself.
And a bad call. But it is second down. The ball at the 14-yard line. Second down and 7. Oh, you hope that the number 1 doesn't fall on that one call. Here's Warren Williams to the 11, has 3. So it's going to be third down and 3.
Charlie, I disagree.
Okay.
I think Isom did trip him, and if we can get another look at that sometime, I think that there was some tripping, and Irvin did not trip himself.
Did my eyes deceive me?
Well, I'm sure we'll have another look at opportunity.
Well, I thought we put it away, but I can bring it back. Okay.
But
all right, they're searching for it in the trucks. All right, here it is. All right, Bob.
There we go. He beats the jam.
Yeah.
Now watch right. Next step, right there. See it? Isom 22 hit his left foot and tripped him.
No, I think that he hit Isom's left ankle.
Well, whatever.
You always did have those good eyes, Bob.
And I guess that's the reason that they don't have replays if you want to get down to it. Third down, it is. What happened? Did a receiver slip? There was nobody over there.
That might have been a mistake on the part of the receiver. There you see Testaverde looking at his receiver and pointing downfield. He might have made an adjustment on the move, and the thing is, the receiver and the quarterback have to make the same adjustment. That's how you get interceptions, when they don't make the adjustment. Testaverde looking over there the entire way. He knew what he wanted, the quick out. The receiver, on the other hand, goes inside on the pattern, and the mix-up and the signals on the part of the Hurricanes.
And a 28-yard field goal attempt by Mark Seelig with David Kintai holding. Mike Pigza, the snapper. And it is no good. It is off to the right. And the score remains Miami 7, Penn State 7, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. We're in the third quarter, and the battle for number 1 continues.
The human eye is remarkably sensitive to light. That's why we make the GE Soft White bulb. An ordinary frosted bulb has a glaring hot spot because it doesn't have the high diffusion coating of the GE Soft White. A soft, warm, glowing light that's sensitive to the needs of the human eye. Now there's a new GE Soft White specifically designed to give you a brighter, soft light that's better for reading. The GE Soft White Reader Light.
Every day, get great orange taste in a vitamin C. Your body needs it.
Your body can't make it. Your body can't keep it. You need great tasting vitamin C.
New Sun.
With sun-kissed sunshine in your body, you can't make it. In your body, you can't your body every day. Your body needs new great tasting sun-kissed in your body. Vitamin C in your body every day.
Monday, All-Pro Remington Steele scores.
Irrevocably married.
But there's a penalty on the play. Was this swing pass intercepted?
Welcome to Mexico.
Or was it illegal use of the hand? You make the call.
You want the official version or the truth?
A sudden death 2-hour Remington Steele movie, Monday.
Let's take another look at the hold.
All right, the snapper is Mike Pigza, who's had trouble. He suffered a colon problem early in the season. He's all padded up. Kintai gets a bad snap and does not get it cleanly placed on the tee. And it's a missed field goal on the part of the Hurricanes and Mark Seelig.
And so Miami has the ball at the 20.
That's right. Now, that was the problem. They told us earlier in the week there have been some problems with their snapping game because of the ruptured colon. Mike Pigza has not been snapping all year. He's all padded up, had trouble with the snap there, and Kintai unable to put it down.
And here's DJ Dozier. And just a couple of yards on the play, out to the 22-yard line, where George Mara, the leading tackler for the Canes, along with Dan Stubbs, who's the number 2 tackler. Both bring him down. And it'll be second down and 8. 1:45 and counting down. That is the time remaining in the third quarter, and we are still tied. Miami 7 and Penn State 7. As Hamilton goes wide to the far side and Roundtree wide to the near side. And Hamilton comes in motion, but if he throws, usually to Dozier or to the tight end. Schaefer steps away. Little pump fake, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. As Dan Stubbs got him. When Schaefer came out, Stubbs was just standing over there waiting for him, like he was a safety valve in case that happened.
Well, Stubbs has the ability to collapse a pocket. He runs extremely well. As you see, 4 sacks on the day and many pressures, many of them coming on the part of Dan Stubbs.
And we're back now to third down and 10. And you look for Schaefer to throw here, and he has not been successful throwing. play action doesn't fool him. And a shovel pass underneath, and it's going to be incomplete. Is that a gadget play?
Well, that's the old Utah pass, the shuffle pass. Underneath, they're trying to go to Steve Smith, number 33, the fullback. Unfortunately, the timing was messed up, and it seemed that an offensive lineman touched the football before Smith had an opportunity to do so. Now, that is a forward pass, even though it is flipped that way, and just an incomplete pass and not a fumble.
And if you notice the numbers on the jerseys, it is 11-11. John Bruno kicking, and David Kintai with the return. And once again, Bubba McDowell almost gets to the ball. At the 35, Kintai is going to lose about 3 on the return. 45 yards on the kick, a loss of 3 on the return. The Canes have the ball with 30 seconds to go in the third as Quintus McDonald was down very quickly for Penn State. We'll be back in just a moment.
Shearson Lehman Brothers, January 1987, where we stand. While the stock market may be near its all-time high, we believe it will go even higher. While interest rates are the lowest in a decade, we believe they will go even lower. Therefore, we believe selective stocks and bonds represent opportunities that cannot be ignored. What do you believe? Talk with us. Shearson Lehman Brothers. Minds over money.
Hertz announces great low weekly rates, like $99 a week here in Arizona. Or only $89 a week here in Hawaii. Oh, yeah, Arnie? But what about $99 a week here in sunny California?
Yeah! Or, OJ, only $59 a week here in sunny Florida. Brutal, Juice, brutal.
Hertz, you don't just rent a car, you rent a company.
The best and brightest of the bowls are on NBC. The Hula Bowl spotlights Michigan quarterback Jim Harbaugh, Heisman Trophy runner-up Paul Palmer, and the nation's top senior All-Americans in their final collegiate appearance. January 10th, college football's best and brightest are on NBC Sports.
With 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, we're still tied at 7-7, Miami and Penn State. There will not be an overtime in the battle for number 1. Miami has the ball at their own 33-yard line. In the second half, Vinny Testaverde has completed only 3 of 8 passes for 23 yards, and he has been intercepted 1 time. But Penn State has not been able to capitalize. We're still tied at 7-7. That was the score at halftime. And here's Bratton. And Melvin has a couple of yards to the 35. It'll be second down and 8 as Matt Johnson and Don Graham make the tackle for the Nittany Lions, and we'll take the countdown here to the end of the quarter. Miami may go ahead and get a playoff. Let's see if they do. That's the game clock, not the 25 seconds. And he gets it off with a second. Testaverde drops it over the middle. This one is Highsmith. He has it, and he has the first down as he goes to the 46-yard line on the final play of the third quarter. So are the Canes underway as Trey Bauer makes the tackle. We have 3 complete. We have 1 to go. We are tied 7-7, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Crime Story is the toughest action show on television. It's acclaimed as the best drama series and the most daring news show of the season. Next Friday, you be the judge.
If there's one thing I've tried to teach my linebackers over the years, it's don't get faked out. Hold your ground, keep your head up, use your eyes, then proceed. Same goes for businesses. If you want to reach customers when they're ready to buy, the Genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages is the book you want. If you want your ad to hit with maximum impact, don't be fooled. Advertise in the Genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. They wrote the book.
It's your money, son. But if you want my advice, buy another Subaru.
Sure, Dad.
I thought we agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did.
The new Subaru XT Coupe. $500 factory rebate on 1986 Subaru XT. Offer extended through January.
For this Sunday or Monday's paper for McDonald's coupons. Save over $8 on large sandwiches and breakfast sandwiches. Look out for great offers on...
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a patty, special.
If you're having a Big Mac attack right now, proceed to McDonald's immediately.
The Mummers Parade has been postponed. See it Saturday, January 3rd at 8 a.m. on Channel 3.
We are 15 minutes away from a national champion, or